Alhamdulillah, we meet again during our lecture for week 9. Okay, so first of my question. Okay, I would like to ask you. This morning also I asked my S1C P3. So same goes to I just want to ask. Okay, how about you? How are you? All my student S1C. Okay, hoping you are okay. Okay, cuma me myself sikit lah cikgu tak berapa nasihat. But apa pun, let's start our class. Okay, look at this all 4 faces. Okay, muka cute kucing ni kan kalau you tengok muka, where are you? Okay, muka number 1 ke, muka number 2 ke, okay, muka number 3 ke, muka number 4. Right, so hoping you are in all a good condition. Okay, but before we start, teacher would like to recite a doa. Okay, for my non-Muslim on your own way, and for my Muslim, let's start recite with Al-Fatihah. Amin, amin ya rabbal alamin. Okay, so hoping everybody will leave a comment. Okay, drop your attendance on the live chat so that teacher can see you. Okay, so let's start. What are we going to discuss this afternoon during our lecture? Actually, teacher would like to continue with next topic, okay, which is chapter 6, alright? Actually, all my students during Friday, okay, during Friday afternoon, okay, you are supposed to go through the the video, okay, chapter 5.2, okay, the fermentation, the anaerobic respiration, which involve fermentation, right? Okay, so hoping you all dah up to date. Okay, so now we are going to continue our next topic, which is chapter 7. Okay, are you still recognize these 3? Okay, when teacher show these 3, I think all of you realize that this is actually belongs to kingdom Plantae, right? So hoping teacher just would like to remind you all the class, today is your last day, okay, due date to hand over your task 3. Okay, so make sure you have done, okay, where you need to write a evolutionary, right, your task 3. Right, so hoping everybody have done it and submit your task 3. Okay, it's actually not that tough. Okay, it's a very quite simple. Right, okay, so if teacher show just now, when teacher show that 3, okay, automatically you will recall these 3 belongs to what class? Kingdom apa? Okay, so this is Mercantia. Okay, am I right, class? Okay, how you can recognize this Mercantia? You see the body shape, Okay, the body shape is like a Y shape. Okay, and no stem, no true root, right? Okay, so this is really kingdom Plantae, subkingdom Bryophyte. Okay, and the phylum classified by scientists under the 8 taxon, is a phylum Hepatophyta, and this is a Mercantia species. Okay, alright. So why teacher relate Mercantia with our topics today, class? But before that, teacher would like you to recognize this star. Who knows this star? Okay, I believe everybody know this star, right? Okay, this is actually the only we share all the people in the world. Okay, we share this star. Okay, so this is what we call as the sun, right? Okay, if you are astronomy, okay, if you love learning, okay, for those who like physics, okay, and like to be astronomy, okay, bidang astronomy, as you all know that the sun is one of the star, okay, and if from the study that done by scientists, okay, panasnya, okay, when mentioned about sun, everyone knows, okay, sun ini sangat panas, okay, even kalau kembali kat situ, kalau kita outside here dah 37 pun kita dah bising panas-panas kan. Okay, like nowadays hujan dah kurang, kita rasa panas kan. Pilah memang, Kuala Pilah is one of the kawasan kering, betul kan Wan Syafiq? Okay, orang Pilah Wan Syafiq, tanyalah Ratika kan. Okay, ada orang local people here, Kuala Pilah. Okay, itu baru 37 kalau desert maybe 45, okay, like that 50 But okay, if you know the fact of sun, banyak lagi. You can Google a lot of things about sun But actually when we're referring to the sun, okay, the sun is about 4.5 million years old. You just imagine okay, umur sun ini dan kepanasannya it can achieve until 27 million kelas, okay, 27 million Fahrenheit. Okay, so you just can imagine when you learn physics, okay, you can imagine how is hot is the sun. Okay, alright, and then satu lagi yang paling menarik ni kelas about the sun yang dijadikan oleh Tuhan okay, we should thankful to God, right? Okay, why? Because this sun, okay, the light energy that travel from the sun only take berapa minit? It only take 8 minutes to reach our earth. So you just imagine dahsyat tak dahsyat okay, this star, right? So what apa kaitan this sun with our topics class Okay, yes, definitely when teacher mention about this, sebut sajalah I think from your kindergarten, okay, everybody knows this miracle words, okay, photo, okay, and then synthesis. So some things that ataupun formation of organic molecule, okay, from the light energy atau photo energy, okay, and what that is what we call as a photosynthesis under topic 6 okay, under topic 6. Okay, so as you all know, okay, our earth life, okay, kehidupan kita on earth ni is solar powered. Okay, you just imagine if this only star, okay, the only star that we share, right, okay, what happen if this suddenly the sun disappear, right? So you can imagine our earth how dark it is, right? Okay, even though kalau kita ada lampu pun kita we don't know kelas Okay, so sebut saja sun, our earth is solar by sun. So that's why sometimes kalau there is a house, okay, they use solar panel, okay, to absorb the solar energy, okay, to generate energy in their house. Okay, next, when talking about photosynthesis, okay, another organelle, okay, if teacher mention chapter cellular respiration, okay, the hero or the organelle, okay, that you need to know the structure class okay, from the chapter 2 last semester is the mitochondria, that is cellular respiration. But for photosynthesis, okay, is another what we call as a priceless organelle, what we call the chloroplast. Okay, so this chloroplast, as you all know, okay, Tuhan jadikan able to capture the light energy from the sun. Okay, so this is the powerful organelle, okay, which we are going to explore this organelle in order to understand better about the process of synthesis of organic material, okay, from inorganic material and convert it to ATP, right? Okay, I think when I teacher mentioned ATP, everyone already knows. Chapter 5 we have learned detail about this, this formation of ATP. Alright, okay, I think if you want to know, if you can P3 you can ask Risha, P2 you can ask P2 I think if I'm not mistaken last time is Jannah drawing the mitochondria. Okay, so P1 I think you can ask Yogin, right? Okay, so overall view class, okay, if chapter 5, right, we only involve 5 subtopic, but for chapter 6 we have 5 subtopic. Okay, so this afternoon teacher will just cover these two class, the 6.1 and the 6.2. Okay, because these two subtopic, okay, these two learning outcomes are cover for your UPS 2 class, okay, next week, week 10, right? UPS 2 your UPS 2 will be in week 10. Okay, C001 and 61.6.2. Okay, and then 6.3 is the cyclic and non-cyclic photophosphorylation. Okay, the light dependent reaction. Okay, and then again, if you remember Hans Krebs, right? Okay, if you know Hans Krebs is the scientist that discovered Krebs cycle. So under photosynthesis, you need to know another cycle, what we call as Kelvin cycle. Okay. Kelvin cycle is actually another scientist that proposed this cycle where you are going to learn how the carbon, okay, the element carbon, okay, from the atmosphere is fixed, okay, in this cycle in order to generate what we call as a RUBP, and later on produce ATP as well as glucose. Okay, so this is what we're going to go through under 6.4. Okay, and then beside that, class, right? Beside that, where if you see pokok durian, pokok rambutan, pokok petai, okay, so all that sorts of plant that you have learned under chapter under kingdom plantae. Okay, if teacher mention pinus, okay, pinus species, ginkgo biloba, right? Okay, all that is what we call as C3 plants. Okay, so actually, okay, scientists also discover, right, like pokok durian atau pokok surrounded, most of the tree is C3, C3 ataupun what we call as a carbon fixation C3. Okay, but when scientists did do an experiment, they discover actually there is another two ways, okay, the two pathways, what we call a C4, okay, carbon fixation, C4 plants. Okay, there is a few trees, right, will undergo C4 compare to compare to C3. Okay, C4, and then another pathway, what we call it, cressolation acid metabolism, or CAM pathway, right? So these are all overview of our chapter 6. Okay, so I think you can refer to our notes, okay, on page 122. Okay, 122 about this, what you learn under chapter 6. Okay, so please S1CP1, S1CP2, S1CP3, S1CP4 and S1CP5. Okay, cikgu seru nama-nama kamu ni because it seems that teacher nampak dalam chat ni hanya ada tak sampai pun 50. Okay, so supposedly we have 94. Okay, all in for the 5 classes is 94. Okay, make sure you all join our class. Okay. Okay, next. Alright, teacher would like you to answer this. Please drop in the in the live chat. Okay, what do you think is the answer for this? Okay, if you look around us, okay, yeah, Yogin, thank you Yogin. Apa ni, cikgu dah makan ubat dah tadi. Okay, hoping I'll get well soon. Okay, doakan juga, and hoping teacher hope all of you juga take care of yourself. Okay, so back to this diagram. Okay, so teacher would like all of you to give a comment atau give try to answer this question. Okay, why the majority of plants appears green surround us? Okay, kenapa gak ni kamu tengok kelas ni? You look everywhere. Okay, you can see green. Sebab tu ada lagu hijau kan? Kulihat hijau. Okay, so why is the majority of plant appears green? Anyone? Okay, oh teacher nampak Kuan Shuncha sebut chlorophyll hijau. Are you sure? Okay, class. So actually you are now last week and this week you are doing experiment, practical test, okay, that related to this chlorophyll. Am I right, class? Okay, so dia tak ada panggil chlorophyll tu totally hijau. So you have learned about 5 pigment. Okay, those who yang belum lagi practical test, okay, make sure you know the sequence, okay, of the RF value for each photosynthetic pigment. Okay, so if you still remember about the chromatography paper, when you separate the photosynthetic pigment, dia tak ada pun ada warna hijau kan? Dia tak sebut pun warna hijau, dia akan sebut apa? Yellow green, blue green. Okay, yellow green, blue green. Okay, so Nurin kata due to the presence of chlorophyll. Lagi, okay, most of you mention about mention about chlorophyll. Okay, do you really know the structure of chlorophyll? Kamu actually have since your lower form, secondary form, SPM. Okay, now matriculation, pre-university. Again, you meet the same pigment. You keep on you keep on saying chlorophyll. Do you know how is the chlorophyll structure look like? Okay, so Kuan Suncia sebut chlorophyll A and B. Okay, class, teacher would like you to relate with what you have learned during your physics. Okay, using your physics, spectrum of color. Okay, if our photoreceptor, okay, in our eyes capture green color, meaning this green absorb ke this green reflect. Ini ada konsep yang you belajar dalam fisik kelas Okay, about the photoreceptor. Actually, okay, kelas wavelength, ya. Muhammad Ais sebut wavelength. Yes, betul wavelength. Tapi how you going to read? Why you see hijau, Aish? Why you see daun hijau bukan biru? Okay, even though sometimes you can see, okay, if autumn. Kalau autumn you tak nampak hijau Autumn you nampak apa kelas? Orange. Okay, autumn maybe kita tak experience that autumn suasana autumn but for those country with autumn, okay, they really love that autumn, right? Okay, all orange in color. Okay, so orange you can relate with keratin. Am I right? Okay, orange is actually they reflects, okay, the color of orange because the keratin is not absorbed. So if teacher ask you why is green, okay, cikgu tengok Aish boleh besok cikgu belanja lah Aish okay, so actually it is related to the concept of memang wavelength. Okay, apa berlaku pada wavelength tu Aish? Okay, chlorophyll reflect the green pigment. So yang blue, yang merah semua dia absorb. Okay, so we are going to explore this pigment, this spectrum of color on page 1 to 8 letter class 1 to 6 and 1 to 8. Okay, it's very interesting. If you love physics, I think you can apply your understanding in this topic. Right, okay, I sebut green light is 500 nanometer to 575 nanometer. Okay, this is what is reflect. Okay, yang diabsorb nanti is more to blue, whereas you are going to learn 700 and 660. So please bear and in mind class. Okay, you will meet this wavelength 700. Okay, dengan 608 sikit that you have to apply. Okay, alright, so what is this class? Okay, if teacher show just now, teacher show the grid, the leaf class so why teacher this is actually the okay, kalau cikgu sebut Big Mac kelas how you relate Big Mac dengan structure daun? Okay, roti tu ialah roti atas upper epidermis, roti bawah lower epidermis. Okay, if teacher mention about Big Mac okay, I think one of my burger kalau McDonald tu anak cikgu tahu dah salah satu burger cikgu minat Big Mac lah lain tu cikgu kurang sikit. Okay, Big Mac, why teacher kaitkan Big Mac dengan structure of leaf ni kelas? Okay, so the roti atas, roti bawah tu is like upper epidermis and lower epidermis. Okay, so between the two roti, the two bread, okay, kamu akan jumpa two layer of apa kelas? Two layer of beef, right? Okay, so same goes to the leaf here. There are two layer. What are the two layer? Okay, the layer what we call as a mesophyll cell, okay, it divided into 2 layer, palisade mesophyll and spongy mesophyll. Okay, so tadi kelas the upper epidermis, layer atas, lower epidermis, layer bawah. So between these 2 epidermis, upper and lower, you found the mesophyll cell. Okay, what we call as this is a spongy mesophyll, and the upper up is the palisade mesophyll. So this is the 3D structure that you can see about the leaf. Okay, so as you all know, because you are learning about the leaf structure in terms of if we relate kingdom Plantae, we are looking at the angiosperm, the advanced tree. So that's why nanti dalam you all punya, kalau you all tengok dalam evolutionary tree tu, okay, under evolutionary tree in terms of vascular tissue, that's why you can see there is the xylem and phloem is a vascular tissue. Okay, class. So please take note, class. Okay. For your information, okay, please, teacher nak highlightkan this one. Okay. So in our book, okay, in our page 124, if I'm not mistaken, class. Right, page 1 to 4, also 1 to 3 ada tunjukkan gambar daun. Okay, teacher nak you place label the bundle sheet. Okay, dekat dalam vein. Okay, ni lah vein ni kelas. This is what they label vein. So pada vein ni ada 3 parts. Okay, it's a xylem, phloem. I think everyone knows ni, urat daun ni kelas. Okay, so if teacher draw the urat daun, right? Wait there. Okay, so if you see urat daun kat sini kelas urat daun. Okay, so urat daun ini kalau you draw, dia akan, this is the urat daun urat daun. Okay, so actually urat daun ni dalam dia ada xylem and phloem. Okay, xylem and phloem. Okay, so this vascular tissue pada urat daun ini surrounded by one tissue that what we call as a bundle sheet. Okay, kelas tunjuk balik tadi kelas bundle sheet cell. Bundle sheet cell atau bundle sheet tissue. So ni adalah bundle sheet cell. All the cell that surround the vascular tissue, the xylem, the vein, the vein that consists of xylem and phloem, urat daun pada leaf structure. Okay, bundle sheet cell. Okay, so why teacher concerned about this? So you are going to again, right? This is the unique about the 6.5. Later on, just now teacher mentioned 6.5. Okay, that you are going to learn alternative pathway, alternative mechanism of carbon split section, alternative pathway. Okay, what we are going to learn kejap lagi is most of the tree, the C3. Tak kira siapa pokok kita ni all C3 but actually when involve bundle sheet cell that surround the xylem and phloem, okay, on the vein of the leaf structure, okay, itu akan kamu belajar nanti di bawah alternative mechanism of carbon fixation. So please take note this bundle sheet cell. Ini bukan sheet yang kamu kalau marasing orang tu okay, itu ejaan lain tau. Ini ialah one cell, okay, which surround the xylem and the phloem, what we call as a bundle sheet cell. Okay, so please remember this, right? Okay, done with that. So I think I can skip this. Actually, this is inside our book. Okay, sebab teacher earlier dah tunjukkan kelas our star, we share this star. Adanya matahari, adalah siang kan? Sebab tu orang selalu buat lagu. Okay, so if when you learn about cellular respiration, okay, kita tengok apa kelas? Glucose is the main substrate and the byproduct is carbon dioxide and water. Am I right? Right? So photosynthesis, it seems that is reverse. So now we use carbon dioxide as a substrate and water. Okay, with the aid of sunlight, we produce glucose and oxygen. Okay, so that's why class, if you relate photosynthesis in ecology, okay, of course you akan kaitkan dengan the concept of food chain. Why teacher kait dengan food chain, class? Because as you all know, okay, food chain, okay, for the first trophic level always, we will start with producer. And what is a producer, class? Producer is always plant. Okay, why? Because this is the reason. Plant able to synthesize its own food. Right? Okay. So that is why we learn about the photosynthesis. Photosynthesis capture light energy from the sun and it can convert it to chemical energy. Okay. So chemical energy tadi simpan lah mana? Kita tak nampak lah chemical energy yang kita kata ATP like what we learn solar special But in photosynthesis, the chemical energy that convert from light energy that convert in during the photosynthesis, okay, is keep in the glucose. So that's why when we want that glucose, when we want the energy, we have to break the glucose, lysis the glucose. Sebab tu you learn 10 pathway of glycolysis until it form the end product is 2 pyruvate. Still ada lagi energy. So the pyruvate will undergo the process what we call as upper class. Okay, Krebs cycle and oxidative phosphorylation. Okay, where it involve the ETC. Itu cellular respiration. So same goes to photosynthesis. Okay, it involve like teacher stressed just now. Okay, it involve the structure what we call in upper class chloroplast. Okay, so where you going to find the chloroplast? Okay, that's why when you do your experiment, okay, you teacher advise kan which part of the leaf abundant with chloroplast? Because why chloroplast? Okay, kamu tengok situ kelas about 500,000 of chloroplast per square millimeter of leaf surface. You just imagine how God create on the leaf. Okay, about 500,000 chloroplast per square millimeter. You just imagine class. Per square millimeter besar ni. So there about million chloroplast. So it involves a lot of pigment chlorophyll. Okay, and the color of leaf comes from the chlorophyll. The green pigment in the chloroplast, okay, play an important role in the absorption of light energy during photosynthesis. So just now teacher asked you class, actually the question teacher asked you just now is the past year's question. Why you look green? Okay, so itu bukan soalan cikgu, itu soalan past year's question. Okay, so the answer just now is that like what Aish did mention. Kalau tengok dalam dalam ruang komen Aish ada sebut, okay, the light green, the green color, the green light is 500 nanometer to 570 nanometer. So chlorophyll tak absorb this color. Okay, chlorophyll tak absorb this wavelength, tak absorb this photon. Dia akan reflect this photon. That's why we can see the green color, okay, of the leaf. But it will absorb more than this wavelength. Okay, like teacher mentioned just now. Remember these two value, 600, okay, and 700. So this is what have been absorbed by chlorophyll. Okay, that's why kamu nampak the major chlorophyll is class B, the yellow green. Okay, chlorophyll A. Okay, so chloroplasts are found where class? Mesophyll cell. Mesophyll cell. And as you all know, the byproduct of the photosynthesis is oxygen. And the main substrate now is the carbon dioxide. Okay, the inorganic. Okay, I know that you all have learned this under chemistry. Okay, where does these gases, where does the gas go in and out from the leaf? Okay, the leaf has very microscopic pores. Okay, what we call as a stomata. Okay, so nanti dalam chapter 7, again you are going to learn this gases exchange on the leaf. Okay, where we are going to involve the stomata again. Okay, class. Alright, so as you all can see, okay, like teacher mentioned just now, wind. Okay, wind, kalau kita tengok is urat daun, right, it will carry the, okay, so where carbon dioxide we get from atmosphere. So where we got the water? Why we need to involve the water? Okay, water is another substrate, okay, which involved during the formation of glucose. Right? So H2O. So where we get this water? So we are plant get this water from soil, okay, daripada tanah So all the way, okay, kamu akan belajar nanti dalam tajuk transport. The water will be transported from the root until it reach the leaf. So you can just imagine class okay, so the leaf is up here. Okay, kalau you belajar konsep strata, stratification under ecology, okay, under tropical rainforest, right? So you just imagine like the tualang tree kan? Okay, all the way air akan travel until it reach the leaf, right? So this is what you're going to learn nanti during transport, okay? Okay, so then next teacher would like you to okay, kalau itu dalam mitochondria, you get to familiar with teacher class matrix class So in chloroplast, you need to get familiar with this term, stroma. Okay, aqua space stroma between two membranes. Okay, so like mitochondria. Okay, if teacher draw mitochondria, okay, mitochondria is a double membrane Okay, dia ada inner and outer. Okay, so chloroplast juga ada double membrane. Okay, double membrane, cuma dia tak ada kristal lah Okay, so this is stroma. Okay, so this is stroma class So dalam stroma, okay, you are going to found a membranous sac. Membrane means plasma membrane in term of sex in term of macam sex macam pundi. Okay, so you akan jumpa like this class Okay, so what we call as a thylakoid. Okay, thylakoid membrane, and we call this thylakoid as a grana. This stack into grana. Okay, so this is what you are going to learn about it. Okay, so this is a chloroplast. This is a thylakoid class Okay, so the thylakoid, on the thylakoid itself, you akan jumpa thylakoid membrane. Thylakoid is a structure on the grana, and on the thylakoid there is a thylakoid is ada membrane itself, class where this is where the light energy absorb. Okay, from the sun. From the sun, okay, light energy atau light photon energy tadi akan absorb from the sun. Okay, kat sini lah, dekat thylakoid ni lah akan adanya chlorophyll pigment. Okay, you get me class Okay, so hoping you can drop anything if you want to ask teacher. Okay, so this is structure chloroplast, inner and outer membrane. This is thylakoid. Okay, this is stroma. And thylakoid membrane bila stack together we call granum. Satu stack granum, banyak-banyak stack grana. Okay, I think that one teacher harap you all dapat kelas So outer membrane, inner membrane again. Okay, so this is thylakoid. Thylakoid bila stack kita panggil apa kelas? Granum. Banyak-banyak granum, grana. Okay, and the purple one is what we call as a stroma. Okay, and between outer membrane and inner membrane, okay, same like mitochondria, you akan jumpa ada space antara dua membrane. Okay, what we call antara dua membrane kita panggil intermembrane space. Okay, macam antara dua negara internasional, international, antara negara-negara So ni antara dua membrane, intermembrane. Okay, so this is how what you need to do Okay, so if you referring to Elodia class there's a bubble coming out from the leaf. Okay, so when there's a bubble coming out from the leaf, actually you are observing oxygen is come out from that leaf. Okay, meaning that this tree undergo photosynthesis, which the byproduct is oxygen. Okay, alright. So now let's overview the process class Like energy converted to chemical energy, dan mana simpan chemical energy ini? Yes, dalam bentuk glucose. Okay, so macam mana dapat this chemical energy? So this glucose have to undergo the process of cellular respiration, but must be present of oxygen baru dapat banyak energy. Right? Okay, so this is the overall view. Okay, and if teacher ask you a class if you learn about cellular respiration, Okay, cellular respiration, is it a redox reaction? Okay, anyone respond to teacher? Is cellular respiration is a redox reaction, class? And is it photosynthesis a redox reaction? Photosynthesis is a redox reaction? Yes, totally you are correct. Itu juga ada soalan dalam soalan passes. Yes, Congrats Aish, yes, good. Okay, photosynthesis is also a redox reaction. Same goes like cellular respiration. What is the meaning of redox, class? In chemistry, you learn about redox means, okay, Ger means gaining electron. Leo means losing electron. Okay, so that's a redox reaction. So what you have learned during cellular respiration, if you really understand that process, photosynthesis ni tak jadi masalah, kelas dah senang dah Okay, so why we need water? Because we need water, okay, in order to get the energy Okay, the light energy will boost the potential energy of electron as they move from water to sugar. So this is why we need water. Okay, one of the raw material during photosynthesis. Okay, so photosynthesis ada dua reaction, light dependent reaction and light independent reaction. Okay, so these two we are going to discuss detail during tutorial because this one is more under ClO3. Okay, class So di bawah light dependent pula, where does this light dependent occur? If teacher asks you thylakoid, so you akan lukis this is a thylakoid, class thylakoid. Okay, so which part of thylakoid? Okay, the membrane here. Okay, the membrane the thylakoid membrane So this thylakoid, the thylakoid membrane. Banyak thylakoid you panggil apa, kelas? Granum. Okay, thylakoid 1 thylakoid, 2 thylakoid, 3 thylakoid, banyak thylakoid, granum. Banyak granum ni grana Okay, so it involved in the plasma membrane. So bila cikgu sebut plasma membrane automatic, you remember the ETC class where it involve the complex molecule. So same goes to this light dependent reaction. Okay, so you akan jumpa sini the photosystem 1. Okay, same goes the photosystem 2. Okay, and another one is the light independent reaction, right? The Kelvin cycle. Okay, so this is overall view process that occur during photosynthesis, which involve water and light in the light dependent reaction. Light reaction. Okay, and as well as Kelvin cycle which involve the raw material carbon dioxide, where we want to produce the sugar because carbon ni class the inorganic become organic. Okay, so here we are involving NADP plus, and also we need energy, okay, to undergo this, right? Okay, so so cikgu, this one you are going to more detail nanti during your tutorial. Okay, so for this afternoon, teacher just would like to share with you the spectrum of color. Okay, the spectrum of color, class So where is just now hijau? Ini hijau. Okay, kalau you learn about the spectrum of color, kita ada cahaya nampak Cahaya nampak kita visible light ada 3. Merah, red, okay, red, blue, green RBG red, blue, green. Okay, so visible light cahaya nampak visible okay, quite narrow. Dia sangat narrow kelas 10 to the power of 3 nanometer je. So ini yang Tuhan bagi kita kelas. Okay, kalau you belajar dalam konsep fizik lah But okay, like what I mentioned just now, you tengok kelas mana kat warna hijau? So warna hijau is somewhere here. Is somewhere here. So inilah yang reflects. That's why kita tengok daun hijau. Okay, 500 to 500 is the green color So ini tak absorb. This one is not absorbed by chlorophyll. Cikgu ulangi kelas So this one is not absorbed by chlorophyll. It will reflected. So that's why our photoreceptor will see the leaf around us is green. So mana yang dia akan absorb? Okay, actually they starting to absorb somewhere here Okay. This value. Okay, chlorophyll kita akan about what we call, kalau you tengok dalam our page 128 ni kelas absorption spectrum of photosynthetic pigment. okay, absorption spectrum of photosynthetic pigment. Right, so we have a very narrow band light, 10 to the power 10 to the power of 3 nanometer je Tuhan bagi. Okay, so different wavelength, if you all belajar dalam fizik, shows different different wavelength, shows different apa kelas? Different photon. Okay, so if you from here, okay, kalau you tengok kelas okay, so this is teacher nak you faham kelas Chlorophyll yang paling penting ialah chlorophyll apa kelas? Chlorophyll A. Ini ingat. Okay, ingat A, ingat chlorophyll yang paling penting. Okay, so this is the structure of chlorophyll. They're able to absorb They're able to absorb what to say? Spectrum, spectrum color. Okay, so apa you nampak kat kelas kat sini, Okay, this is what you can see class, the magnesium ion. Okay, which attach to the porphyrin ring. Kalian ingat kelas porphyrin ring, the head of the molecule chlorophyll, we call it is a porphyrin ring. So nanti this yang kamu nampak sebagai ni kelas cluster of pigment molecule embedded in the membrane. Okay, in the thallicoid membrane itself. So the hydrocarbon tail, which consists of H atom, are not shown. Okay, so this is this kalau ikut structure of chemical, inilah chlorophyll. Okay, yang disebut chlorophyll, inilah chlorophyll. Okay, right. Okay, basically cuba apa jadi kelas main one is apa kelas? Chlorophyll A. Chlorophyll A, this one kelas So our three banyaknya kat sini absorption spectra kita. Okay, absorption spectrum. Yang ini yang kita nampak dia akan hijau tadi dia akan reflex. Right? Okay, so we are here kelas absorption kita. Right? So the rest yang lain, ini adalah contoh-contoh pigment chlorophyll Okay, chlorophyll A yang utama, chlorophyll B accessory keratin, xanthophyll. Okay, so if you see a carrot, okay, ataupun autumn, right? So it's actually referring to the keratin. Okay, I think this is in chemistry, physics. Okay, if teacher asks you photons, what do you understand by photon? Okay, what do you understand by photon, Aish? Okay, photon is actually referring to packet of energy that travel. Okay, the energy content in a photon depends on the wavelength. Kalau pendek wavelength, tinggi energinya. Kalau panjang wavelength, lesser kurang content of energy So that is the concept that you learn under physics. Okay, so that is what you are applying here class So with knowing the spectrum of energy, okay, you need to understand two type of photon. Photosystem class Photosystem 1, which will absorb 700 nanometer absorption peak dia. And also another one photosystem, what we call is a 680 nanometer. Okay, so this you can refer to the diagram that's shown in our notes on page 128. Okay, to understand why chlorophyll A kita panggil apa kelas? Yellow green. Okay, why chlorophyll A is yellow green and why is chlorophyll B is blue green. Blue green pigment. Right, okay, and then keratin is orange, xanthophyll is yellow, and phyophytin is grey. Okay, so semua tu you boleh tengok dalam page 128 Okay, so I think I'm towards the end of my lecture. So your mind setting, okay, aku mesti dapat A for biology, right? Okay, so next topic in this topic photosynthesis. Okay, you are going to discuss this more detail during your tutorial class. So with that, I think I stop my presentation. Okay, and hoping to see you again next week, and I'll share you the link class for attendance. Okay, and hoping please everyone. Okay, teacher hope sangat-sangat everyone please register your attendance Okay, because our director selalu tanya apa ni, as usual, okay, your apa ni, attendance of students especially during lecture. Okay, so I think that's all for today. Okay, teacher jumpa lagi kamu nanti kelas. Thank you. Okay, see you. Bye. Thank you.